What's going on, everyone? Welcome back for another Razer Chroma profile tutorial video. For today's video, we decided to do a comment response. This design was requested by a viewer that I had on YouTube, as well as a viewer that I have on my personal Discord channel. I love to make content based off of your guys' requests, so please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. But for today's design, we have a Rick and Morty theme design. Now, I gotta be perfectly honest, I've never watched one episode of the show, so I had to do a little bit of YouTubing to kind of see what the show was all about. And what I gathered is that Rick and Morty travel through time and alternate dimensions, and they do that using a portal gun. So what I did with the keyboard lighting design was try to incorporate the portal into the design itself. The keyboard design is going to spell out the words Rick and Morty, and then it's going to open up a portal and then close the portal, and then once again it'll spell Rick and Morty again, and it'll just do that on a loop. So in the description below, I will have a link to my website where you guys can go and download this design on your Razer Chroma devices. But if you want to learn how I did it, stay tuned. I'm going to show you step by step how I made this design. Let's jump right into the tutorial. This is Rick and Morty. Alright guys, we are going to be creating this design in the Studio tab of the Razer Synapse software. At the top middle, there's 3 dots here. Just go ahead and click on that and hit add, and that's going to give you a brand new profile like you see here. And the very first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to select these 3 dots over here on my effect layer list, and I'm going to change the spectrum cycling effect to a wave effect. Then I'm just going to double click on any lighting zone, and I'm going to hit the delete key, and that will erase all the effects on all of our devices. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to hold control, and I'm going to scroll wheel in here on my keyboard, and I'm only going to focus on my keyboard for right now. For the first part of this design, we are going to make the color of the portal. So I'm just going to hold control, and I'm going to start selecting some keys that make the shape of our portal here. We're going to go with these keys right here. I'm going to click on my color drop down here, and I'm going to choose this 5-node pattern right here with the yellow and the green. And with this second node, this yellow node right here, we're going to click on that, and we're going to make that green just like our other node over here. The first node, we're going to make green as well, but we're going to drag it dark. And I'm actually going to hit this little plus sign right here, which is going to add this dark green color to our color palette. This first node has that green. I'm going to make the second and last node that green color as well. So click on this middle node, make it green. Click on the last node. We're going to make that dark green as well. So this whole pattern is going to the right at the moment, and we're just going to mix that up. You can see all of our lighting zones here are selected. I'm going to hold the control key, and I'm going to deselect a few random keys. So you can see I've deselected just a handful of keys. Now I'm going to change the angle on the keys that I have selected, and it's going to start creating a random pattern. I'm going to do this again. I'm going to hold control and start deselecting some more of my highlighted keys. Okay, I've done that. Now I'm just going to keep changing my angle up a little bit. Hold control, deselect some more. Change my angle up a little bit more. Hold control, deselect some more. And then one last time, I'm going to change my angle up a little bit more here. And that's all we do to make the color of the portal. I'm going to hit save. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to double click on our wave layer that we made, and I'm going to change the name of this effect layer to portal color. Next, I'm just going to click this eye icon next to our layer just to hide that color. And now we're going to start working on how to spell Rick and Morty on the keyboard. So we're going to add a brand new wave layer. We're going to rename this wave layer to open quote Rick and Morty. With this layer, we're going to select our R key here, and we're going to change some of the wave detail properties here. We're going to make our speed 8. We're going to have a width of 300%, and we're going to change our angle to a 0-degree angle. Once you have these properties set, we're going to click on our color gradient up here, and we're going to begin with this 3-node pattern. So you got the black and green here. Our last node, or our farthest right node, we're going to make that transparent. The middle node here, we're going to make yellow, and we're going to drag that all the way to the right. The very first node right here, we're also going to make it transparent, and we're going to drag that right up next to the yellow. And now we're just going to hit this plus sign and add as many nodes as we can. Drag it to the right, add, drag it to the right, add, drag it to the right, add, drag it to the right. Now it won't let us make any more. So we'll work with this right here. So going from right to left, our first node we have transparent. The second node is yellow, which is going to highlight our R for Rick. And then a bunch of transparent nodes after that. So what we're going to do with this R key selected, we're going to hold Control and press C to copy the effect on there. And we're going to go to the I lighting zone, hold Control and press V to paste it on there. With the I key selected, we're going to click our color drop down. We're going to make our second node, which was yellow before, transparent. And we're going to make our third node yellow. Delete the farthest right node here, and then hit this addition symbol, which is going to add a new transparent node on the back. And we're just going to drag that onto the stack here. Hold Control and press C to copy the effect on the I. And we're going to go to the C. Control V to paste. Click on our color drop down, and we're going to do the same thing with this. We're going to change our yellow node to transparent. The node to the left of that, we're going to make yellow. Delete the far right node and hit the addition symbol to add a new one on the back. Copy the effect on the C, paste it on the K. Click your color drop down, change the yellow node to transparent. The node to the left of that, we're going to make yellow. Delete the far right node. Add a new one, drag it on the back. So now we've spelt out the word Rick on our keyboard. So before we go to the and symbol, we're going to copy the effect that we made on our K, and we're going to click on the and symbol right here. We're going to hold Control and press V to paste that on there. Click on your color drop down. Now, instead of going to the node just to the left of this yellow node, we're going to leave a little bit of a space before we highlight the and symbol. So we're going to go 2 nodes to the left of the yellow one, and we're going to make this node over here yellow. And our previous yellow one, we're actually going to delete that node. Delete the far right node as well. Now we can hit the plus sign twice. Drag these nodes to the back of our stack right here. Control C to copy that. Now we're going to start with Morty. Select your M lighting zone. Hold Control and press V to paste that on there. And once again, before we start spelling out Morty, we're going to skip another node. So the one to the left, we're going to leave transparent. Go one more left, and that's going to be yellow. We're going to delete the far right node. Delete this yellow node. Hit the plus. Add those to the back of the stack. Now we're spelling out Morty. Copy the effect on the M lighting zone. Paste it on the O, click on our color drop down, and we're gonna just move this yellow node 1 over to the left because we're spelling Morty now. Make this the original yellow node transparent, delete out the far right node, add in a new one, drag it to the back there. So we're gonna hold Control and press C. Now we need to go onto the R key to spell out Morty, but you can see we've already used an effect on the R key already. So what we have to do from here is we have to add a brand new wave layer. And this wave layer we're going to rename to Rick and Morty 2. So we have Rick and Morty 2. We're going to click on the R key once again. We're going to hold Control and press V to paste in our effect that we made for the O. Click on our color drop down, and we're going to move the node over to the left just 1. The original yellow node we're going to make transparent, and we're going to delete this far right node. Hold Control, press C to copy that, and now we're going to go back to our original Rick and Morty layer, and we're going to move on to the T key, paste the effect from R on there, click on your color drop down, and we're going to make the node to the left of the yellow one yellow, make the yellow node transparent, and delete out the right node. Copy the effect on the T key, paste it on the Y, click on your color drop down. With this yellow node right here, we're going to make that transparent. To the left of that, we're going to make that yellow. delete out the far right node. So once you've finished with the Y key, then your keyboard now spells out Rick and Morty. For the next part of this design, we're going to create the portal animation. To do this and to have it timed to where it starts after Rick and Morty is spelt, we're going to need to copy the effect that we made on the Y key when we were typing out Rick and Morty. And now we're going to add a brand new wave layer. We're actually going to drag this wave layer down just above the portal color layer that we made. This new wave layer, we're going to rename that to portal animation. And now what we're going to do is we're going to hold Control and we're going to select all of the same keys that we chose to create our portal background. So I'm going to choose these keys right here and we're just going to hold Control and we're going to paste on the effect. We're going to paste the effect that we used to make our Y key. And we do this because it gives us a node placement on our color gradient of where we stopped making the Y. So this yellow node is where we stopped making Y. Now what we're going to do is we're going to select the node just left of this yellow node and we're going to make that a blue color. Okay, so like a light blue. We're going to take our original yellow node and we're going to delete it. And we're going to delete this far right node right here as well. So what this color gradient pattern does is it allows all of the keys to be blue while it's spelling out Rick and Morty in yellow. We're actually going to click on this transparent node and we're going to click the addition symbol. Drag this all the way over to the left, hit the addition symbol once again, drag that all the way over to the left. This very first node right here, we're going to make that light blue color once again. So this wave can be used as a timeline. All the nodes to the right, on the right side of this blue node right here, this timeline is spent spelling out the words Rick and Morty. And then it's going to go transparent and it's going to reveal the portal that's underneath it in this little timeline. The way this animation is going to work is the middle part is seen first, and as you go towards the outer edges of the keyboard, that starts to happen afterwards. This largest area that's transparent right here, you want to be in the very middle of your keyboard. So we're going to hold Control. We're going to deselect the middle 4 keys on our keyboard. We're going to click on our color drop down, and we're just going to drag these nodes very slightly inward. Drag these nodes very slightly inward, just like that, just a little tiny bit. And we're going to hold Control and we're going to deselect the other keys that are around our already deselected keys. So we're slowly making our way out from the middle of the keyboard as we bring these nodes in a little bit. Just slowly tightening this space in here. Hold Control, start deselecting the next layer out. Click on our color drop down, drag these nodes in a little bit. Hold Control, deselect some more. Click on our color drop down, drag these nodes in a little bit more. Control, deselect the next layer out, drag the nodes in a little bit more. And once you've done these keys right here, you can just click off of it. And now there's one more thing we need to do to make the timing work out properly. We're going to double click on the outside portions here. Working our way back in, we're going to make each horizontal row of lighting zones be unique in property values. Okay, so what we have to do here is just click on this blue node, add in a brand new node right here. So we have a brand new blue node right here. We're going to hold Control, deselect the Z key because it's the only one on this horizontal line. Click on our color drop down, and we're just going to drag this blue node over to the right. It doesn't change the effect at all, but it technically makes these highlighted keys different from this key right here, the Z key. So we're going to hold Control once again, deselect the A key because it's the only one on this horizontal line. Click on our color drop down, just drag this blue node over a little bit. Hold Control, deselect Q, and deselect this closed bracket key. Click on our color drop down once again, drag the blue node over a little bit more. So now on this outside layer, each horizontal row is now independent from the others. Okay, we're going to do that for every single effect as we work our way in towards the middle of the keyboard. We're going to click on our next set. We're going to deselect the X and the question mark lighting zones. Click on our blue node here, hit the plus sign to add in that new node. Drag it over to the left, hold Control, deselect S and the apostrophe key. Drag the blue node over a little bit. Deselect W and the open bracket key. Drag the blue node over a little bit more. Now we're going to work on our next effect inward. Double click on the 4 to select all of these effects. Hold Control, deselect C and the greater than symbol. Click on our color drop down, click the blue node, add in a brand new blue node. Deselect this row, click on our color drop down, drag it over to the right. Deselect the E and the P key, click on our color drop down, drag it over to the right a little bit. Now we work on our next row in, double click on the 5, hold Control, deselect the bottom row, add in a blue node, deselect the F and L, drag that over a little bit, deselect R and O, drag that over a little bit, and we work on the next layer in. Deselect the bottom row, add a blue node, deselect G and K, drag the blue node over, deselect T and I, drag the blue node over, and last but not least, we're working on our middle section here. We're just going to deselect H and J, click on our blue node, and hit the addition. That's all we have to do. So now, if we unhide our portal effect layer and we hit save, you can see it'll spell out Rick and Morty, and then our portal will open up and close. Rick and Morty, portal opens, portal closes. Now all that's left to do for this design is to add in a static accent color to kind of bring everything together. So I'm going to hold Control and I'm going to start to scroll wheel out. Hold Control and press the 0 key, and that'll bring all of my devices in a single window right here. I'm going to click on the static layer to add in a brand new static layer here. I'm going to drag this static layer below the Rick and Morty because I don't want to accidentally override the spelling. And with this static layer, I'm going to make all of the outer keys and the outer edging of my keyboard yellow. And these inner keys here that don't have an effect on them, I'm going to make those the light blue. I'm just going to select all of my lighting zones on all of my devices here. I'm going to make everything have yellow for now. So everything, all of my extra devices are yellow. And I'm just going to go through and I'm going to select an inner portion of each device. So just like a stripe down the middle. And I'm going to make all of these blue. So all of these are going to be a static blue, which is really going to pull the design together. And that is all it takes to make the Rick and Morty design. Here is the showcase for this design on my setup. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. If you guys found the video helpful and you liked it, please do me a favor, hit that like button. And that is going to do it for this video. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys next week with another one.